Welcome back to the channel. I'm sorry I'm a couple days late on this, but whew, Star Wars Celebration was a thing, and Obi-Wan, and man, there's been it's a crazy time to be a Star Wars fan. Anyways, we're going to jump into it. We're going to talk about everything that will be released in the month of June. Let's go. This video is going live on June 3rd. Now, that means that I've missed two things. Two things dropped on June 1st. So let's start with them. Star Wars Darth Vader 23. And y'all, I was so excited for this issue. Look at this cover. It is beautiful. The Sabe love. I don't know if you're a fan of the Queen's books, but like Sabe is really, really quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in all of canon. And the story is just goes bonkers. I haven't read it yet because I'm a little behind, like I said, but we have Sabe teaming up with Vader, but I'm pretty damn sure that Sabe has some ulterior motives. We'll have to see how they play out. We're getting 2 issues in this month, and so, whew, that makes me really, really excited. The other thing that we did have drop this month is Bounty Hunters number 23, and I hope you like Dengar, because we're getting Dengar. I'm not a Dengar fan, but if you are, yes, that dropped on June 1st. The next thing is dropping is on June 7th, and it's a project I am really excited for. This is Star Wars Stories of Jedi and Sith. This is going to be a short anthology story, all brand new stories, and it's going to be talking about Jedi and Sith. Not everyone here on the list is technically Sith, but you get the idea. So we're getting a story about Rey, we're getting one about Anakin and Obi-Wan, we're getting one about Asajj Ventress, we're getting one about Palpatine, we're getting Yoda, Luke Skywalker, Maul, Qui-Gon Jinn, Darth Vader, and Barriss Offee. There's a few just fascinating names on this list. I will always take more Asajj Ventress, and of course this is being written by Delilah S. Dawson, so I'm really excited about that one. Palpatine, we need more dark side stories in canon, right? The Plagueis book is, in my opinion, one of the greatest Star Wars books of all time, and we don't have any comparative stories in canon, right? All of our Sith stuff is coming from Legends, and I think that's a crime. Hopefully we can get on that train. Again, Barriss Offee, someone I never thought I would want the story about, and that's why I want to read it. Because hopefully, I mean, who knows? Maybe this could even be hinting towards, an appearance in the Ahsoka TV show. But who knows? I'm excited either way. This one is dropping on June 7th. The following day, on June 8th, we're going to get 2 comics. The first one being Star Wars issue 24. Now, this is from the 2020 run, and this is a continuation of the story where the rebels are essentially going up against the protege of Grand Moff Tarkin, and she's planning to wipe out all the rebels. Obviously, we know this is probably not going to pan out, but you can definitely jump into this comic if you would like. Myself, I've actually been not loving the Star Wars line as much as some of the other ones, so take that with a grain of salt. If you love it, that's awesome. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. I will tell you what's coming out. Alongside it, we are also getting Chrysanthemum Star Wars Tales number 1. Now, I put this on the list, even though this is not a new comic. This is basically consolidating the previous Chrysanthemum runs all the way back from the 2015 Star Wars comic line. It's putting those all together in one book and re-releasing them. So if you're expecting this to be a new Chrysanthemum story, it is not. Doesn't mean it's not going to be great to read. I need more Chrysanthemum. Hopefully, I'm going to be able to cosplay him at some point in time. But, that's just goals. On June 15th, we're having Bounty Hunters 24 drop. Now, once again, if you like Dengar, this is poor Dengar. But, everyone's favorite cyborg Valance is still having a hard time. Vader's got him and is doing some stuff. So yeah, if you want to see if our boy makes it out alive, then you would definitely want to check this out. This is all part of the Crimson Reign line of comics that is kind of has a through line through all these stories. I mean, I'm definitely going to be hopping on and checking this out, even though Bounty Hunters hasn't been my favorite thing. But yeah, check it out. June 22nd. This is the day, y'all. We are getting Crimson Reign number 5. Uh, Crimson Reign, man. Crimson Reign has been the best thing coming out of Star Wars in a long time. This is, our Scarlet Queen, Lady Kira, just doing her thing, girl bossing it, and just trying to take down the Sith in all the ways possible. This has been a super awesome story. I don't want to spoil anything because, right, this is issue number 5. I believe there's going to be 6 in total, and please read Crimson Reign because this whole thing is just really, really good in my opinion. We also have the same day Darth Vader 24 is dropping. This is the continuation of Darth Vader running on missions with Sabe, running on the missions with his deceased wife's best friend. And they're gonna be hanging out with Ochi of Bestoon, which Ochi is just like hilarious, and I'm starting to really love that character. Yeah, I highly recommend checking out both of these. These have been my 2 favorite things coming out of Star Wars. Now, the next one has been on the fence, right? It's Obi-Wan number 2. Again, this is like a 5-part miniseries for Obi-Wan, and we had the first one drop, and it was just Obi-Wan as a youngling, with the story of one of his friends that left the Jedi Order. This is going to be kind of an anthology type Obi-Wan series where we're telling different stories about Obi-Wan at different points of time as we move up to the New Hope timeline. And I wasn't in love with the first one, but I'm still very hopeful. I think this first one may give us a little bit of an inkling as to what we might have gotten in the book Padawans, but hopefully this next one going up is going to take place at a different point in this time that I'm going to be more interested in. Anyways, June 22nd is the day, at least for comics, in Star Wars. On June 25th, we're going to get one of my favorite things, and one of my favorite things is just manga adaptations of Star Wars stories. It's not new or anything particularly special. I just love seeing these adapted into that art style. I think it's beautiful, especially this one, which is La Pinocho. This is one of the shorts from Star Wars Visions that I really enjoyed. That I really am desperately hoping we get a continuation of this story. And it's adorable. Like, obviously, if we have Jackson, of course we need a bunny girl in Star Wars, right? That just stands to reason. But yeah, I'm excited to check this out. And that's June 25th. June 28th, we get another adaptation. We get Star Wars Rebels being adapted into manga form, and this is volume 3. They're still in the first season of Rebels, but if you love Rebels as much as I do and you love manga, it might be a great thing to collect. Again, if you're into that sort of thing. We also have a Legends Epic Collection, Tales of the Jedi, volume number 2. This should complete the Tales of the Jedi set, which is pretty cool that they're re-releasing it, especially since we got the announcement at Star Wars Celebration that we were getting a show called Tales of the Jedi. They are not the same thing at all. I know some of the people that grew up on the stories from Tales of the Jedi were a little salty about that the name is being repurposed for something completely different. So at least at the same time, those stories are being re-released in a medium where those fans will be able to pick them back up, will be able to share them with their friends, their family, their kids, and all that good stuff. Now, the book I've been most excited about is dropping the same day, June 28th, Shadow of the Sith by Adam Christopher. Oh man. So this story is a Luke Skywalker story. It's Luke and Lando traveling across the galaxy trying to save this family. Now, this family just happens to be Rey and both of her parents. So if you have been wanting more sequel content, if you want more a deeper look into some of the events of the sequels, if you had questions about things like the Sith dagger or Luke Skywalker's state, if you were curious about, oh man, I don't even know if I want to spoil this because They did release this in a chapter, but you might run into, the Force ghost of Luke's dad, maybe? I don't know. There's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of just Star Wars lore from the sequel era. There's a lot more information on Exegol. I highly recommend reading this book. I have loved it. I've been fortunate enough to get, advanced copies of certain books, this being one of them. Yeah, I like this book. Please check it out. Then we'll round out the month of June with our June 29 releases. We have Han Solo and Chewbacca number 3. I've actually really been enjoying this story. The last one, we have a mission with Greedo where we run into potentially Han Solo's father. We're going to continue that in these stories. It's just a lot of fun. This is also going to tie in to some things going on with Kira and Crimson Reign, because even though it's not happening at the same time as Crimson Reign, all the Crimson Dawn stuff is going on at this same exact moment. So yeah, definitely check that out. And last but certainly not least, we got my girl Dr. APHRA. If you've been following their story, you know that Sith like artifacts ain't nothing to mess with. There's something called the Spark Eternal. You shouldn't touch it. If you look at this cover, that should give you an idea. It corrupts things pretty badly. I'm excited to see how that works on someone that's already fairly corrupt. But yeah, that is June 29th. That rounds out the month of June. I'm excited for a lot of these releases. Of course, not everything, gets me going, but there's definitely more than enough. We also will be having all of the episodes of Kenobi releasing at the same period of time. I thought it would be redundant for me to mention them here because y'all already know that's happening and that's dropping. I will be covering all of those in separate videos here on my channel. But yeah, if you like this video, you like me keeping you up to date with what's going on, what's being released, please like, share, subscribe, and do all the things. I really do appreciate it. It really helps me, and hopefully, if enough people support, I'll be going to London next year. So help a brother out. Love y'all, and may the Force be with you.